And then the blogspot, in the red bracket there, I written there, I take a sentence in the blogspot. It said, Malaysia was formed on the understanding that it will be a partner of equal status to the Federated Malay State, not Borneo and Singapore. There is no such thing as Federated Malay States. What is this Federated Malay State, aka Malaya? In the previous seminar, I already tell everybody, there is a different term for states of the Federation, states of Malaya, Malaya, Federation of Malaya, Federation of Malaysia. It is all different terms. You must use it properly. So Federated Malay State, I don't know what is this blogspot saying. It doesn't exist. What I want to emphasize here actually is the equal status. How many understand what is equal status when we form Malaysia? To understand what is equal status in the formation of Malaysia, we look at UN report, United Nations Malaysia Mission Report, final conclusion of the Secretary General, dated 14 September 1963. 2 days before formation of Malaysia, there is a report by UTAN, Secretary General of United Nations at that time. After they make a survey, commission, something like that in Sabah and Sarawak, and then they make a report, mission report for Malaysia. So what he said is, we are focused on the equal status so that we can understand what it said about equal status here. So what UTAN said is, I was asked to ascertain the wishes of the people within the context of General Assembly Resolution 1541, Principle 9 of the Annex, by a fresh approach. So UTAN said, Malaysia, when he approached the formation of Malaysia and make the mission to Sabah and Sarawak, they approached it based on Resolution 1541 of United Nations. This is one of the principles for decolonization. So we look at Resolution 1541, that don't need to go anywhere else. When we look at UN Resolution 1541, one of the principle, they have, I think, 9 principles. There are several principles there. It's not much, several principles only. We look at Principle 8 of the UN Resolution 1541. What it said is integration. You know, when we federated with the Federation of Malaya, Sabah, Sarawak, and Singapore federated with Federation of Malaya, the form of the federation is integration. There is many types of federation, remember. There is no such thing as only one type of federation. When many countries in Africa, in Caribbean, in Malaysia, what kind of federation is it? It's different. In Malaysia, the federation is integration. Principle 8. Integration with an independent state. So Sabah and Sarawak are colonies. We federated with independent state, which is Malaya, Federation of Malaya, through integration. That is the word, integration. So integration with an independent state should be on the basis of complete equality. So when we federated with the Federation of Malaya, Sabah, Sarawak, Singapore, and Malaya, we are on the status of complete equality after we federated. Very, very clear here. If we federated in the form of integration under UN Resolution 1541, we are equal, completely equal. We on the basis of complete equality between the peoples of elsewhere non-self-governing territory and those of the independent country. Because when we formed Malaysia in 1963, Sabah and Sarawak is still colony. Singapore is self-government country and Malaya is already independent. It doesn't matter what the status, it's not status, it's the degree of your decolonization process. There is certain degree, certain stages when we go on decolonization process. It doesn't matter which stage are you in the decolonization process. Either you are still colony or you are self-government, and Malaya is already independent. When we integrate through federated, through integration, we are completely equal. That is what it's mean here. After we federated, we are completely equal. We must be treated equally. The peoples of both territories should have equal status and rights of citizenship and equal guarantees of fundamental rights and freedoms without any distinction or discrimination. So all of equal status, rights of citizenship, guarantees of fundamental rights and freedom, it is all already in the federal constitution. Both should have equal rights and opportunities for representation and effective participation at all levels in the executive, legislative, and judicial organs of the government. That means if you from Sabah and Sarawak, you should have the opportunities to have a representation in the federal parliament, in Dewan Rakyat, in the executive. There should be a representative from Sabah and Sarawak in the cabinet, in the executive. Always, because we are from Malaysia under UN Resolution 1541, under Principle 8. Sabah and Sarawak must always be represented in the cabinet and in the parliament and in the judicial organs of government.